Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today I'm doing another speed build for the A to Z build challenge. This time I'm on the letter K, which was particularly difficult for me, but I did come across these traditional Indian houseboats, and I believe they're called Kettuvallam. I'm not exactly sure what the pronunciation is. I did try to find out, but I couldn't find a very clear answer. So these boats are traditionally used in India, and just a little bit of information on these because I had no idea what they were before I started this build. I kind of just had to research a little bit and came across these interesting houseboats. So Kettu means to tie and Vallam means boat. So the two together form Kettuvallam. Each houseboat is constructed using the ancient principles and techniques of boat building by ancient local carpenters. And it's traditionally ropes that are tied together with wooden planks. So there's usually no nails involved. It's mostly they're just tied together. Traditionally, these were used to ship rice and spices, but today they're used mostly just for tourism in India, and they're actually very interesting. They are considered houseboats now. A lot of them have bedrooms, and some of them are quite fancy. I was looking at inside tours of these, and a lot of them had multiple bedrooms, and they were super nice inside and very comfortable. And I was really inspired to try something like this. Now I know that it's not technically a houseboat. We don't really have them in the game. This is actually on wooden stilts, so it isn't going anywhere. But I just wanted to make it look like a houseboat, and also your Sims can't get on. They cannot get on board. You'd have to teleport them or build a walkway, which I didn't want to do because I wanted it to be freestanding in the water. I didn't want a walkway going off to the land. I just liked it this way. So yeah, you'll have to either build the walkway or teleport them onto the ship. Either way, everything inside is completely usable. I did player test it, and because it is a very small space. I originally didn't plan on it being this small, but I was a little bit constricted with space, that's for sure. I didn't want to make it any bigger than this though, because I really like the size of it. So it does have one bedroom, it's got a bathroom, and it's actually not too bad for space. It's almost considered a tiny home though, but I think it looks nice. I like the look of it, and then when I compared it to pictures of these traditional boats, I was pretty happy with how it turned out. A few things were a challenge, but for the most part, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm just trying to find room for the stairs right now. I originally wanted the bedroom to be upstairs, but there just wasn't enough room. I couldn't even put a double bed up there. So in the end, I decided to put the bedroom at the back of the house, which worked out pretty nicely, and I put a little bathroom there as well. And yeah, it pretty much has everything your sim needs, and I think it turned out to be really cute. And I was excited. The thing I like about this challenge is discovering new types of architecture. For each letter, I always do some research before I start, just to see what else is out there. Even if I already know, I have a few ideas that I thought of on my own, I always like to do some research and find out what else is out there. I can honestly say for the letter K, this was my only option. I couldn't find anything else, and I was okay with it, honestly, because I was panicking at first, there's nothing that starts with the letter K. And finally I came across these and thought a houseboat is perfect. We just recently got island living, and I'm still kind of on an island living building kick where I want to use all the items. And I know I've used them for the past 3 builds, but I'm just enjoying them so much. I was really excited to get an excuse to use them again. And so yeah, this whole theme really just worked out for me. This bathroom I completely changed because it just seemed too modern, I guess, or I don't know, it just wasn't really fitting the theme for what I was going for. So I did end up changing it a little bit. I think I just mostly changed the walls and the tile in there. It looked a little too I don't know, the fitness stuff pack. It just wasn't working for me. So you'll see me briefly just go in there and I think just change the wallpaper. This bedroom I think turns out to be really cute. I love the tile. I don't normally use tile throughout my entire builds. I will in the kitchens, but not in bedrooms and and hallways and living rooms and things like that. But I did use it pretty much everywhere except for out on the deck of the boat, and also I think I don't know what I used in the bathroom actually. I can't quite remember, but I love this bed that came with Island Living. I think it's so perfect. It looks like a hotel bed to me as well. So when you put up those curtains, it just looks very flowy, and I don't know, I really like it. And this whole bedroom, I'm pretty pleased with it. I did kind of cram a chair in there. This is a pretty small build, so it's a little bit cluttered in some spots, but I think it looks really nice. And I really love this paneling we got with Island Living as well. It looks like straw or wood overlapping with like the wood panel. I don't know, it just looks really good and it worked for the build. Looks like I used that same tile in the bathroom, but I just had to make it look a little bit different. It just wasn't working for me. And then over here I do another, there's only one kitchen. I do a kitchen where I use the Island Living countertops again. I am still obsessed with them. I just wish we had matching cabinets and islands. I know we got the shelf that matches it, but that doesn't work for me. I rarely use shelves in the kitchen. I always use cabinets because they look more realistic and finished. And then since we don't have islands either, I decided to use the that table there that I just placed and put the fruit bowl on top of it. And yeah, it's a fully functional kitchen. Everything works in this house, which really, except for, getting onto it, that's a task in itself. I just teleported my sim and it worked just fine. And then I think I just put like a little dining room in there. There is like a little seating area out on the deck where your sims can eat there as well. And yeah, I'm actually really pleased with how this turned out. I was a little nervous at first that I wouldn't make it look realistic, but I did do quite a bit of research on these boats before I started, mostly on the inside. The outside to me I kind of understood right away, but the inside was what I really wanted to get right, and the aesthetic is right, but in these houseboats they traditionally have curved walls because it's usually made of like wood or rope, but we can't do that in the Sims, and they also have lower ceilings as well, and this is as low as it goes. I can't get another wall height, so yeah, those two things aren't quite realistic for these boats, but you get the gist of it. This is really as good as it gets. Just hanging some stuff on the walls, filling up as much as I can, because I did want it to look a little bit cluttered and a little bit lived in, and I like the idea of using like as much Island Living stuff as I could use. And then when I go upstairs, I completely forgot. I took a break from recording, and when I came back, I of course forgot to hit the record button. So you'll see in a minute here that I just skipped through it, and all of a sudden it's magically furnished, and I hate when I do that. I don't do it that often. I'm usually pretty good at remembering to hit record, but in this case I actually did forget. But you'll see it in the screenshots. And then out here on the deck I just put a couple of loungers, and I used the B box with the steering wheel, because it needs a steering wheel. You got to steer your boat, and so that's what I came up with. And there's a little barbecue out there and a little seating area, and that is pretty much it for this speed build. If you enjoyed this build, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching.